Talk on the Way presents Donna Dawson. Donna is the author of several books, including Fires of Fury, The Adam and Eve Project, Redeemed, and Vengeance. She also writes articles for magazines and periodicals. Donna is a Christian, and this video explores the relationship between her faith and her writing.
Life on the farm I love it. It's quiet for the most part, except the tractor in the background. I have room to think. I can enjoy the spaces. I get to see God's creation in a large scale. I love it. Everything in life is a choice. We choose where we live. My husband and I chose to live on a farm. I chose to marry. I chose to have children. I choose to write from a faith perspective. I want to share with my readers God's beauty, the beauty of creation. Everything that is good and right about God, I love to write about that. And I like to put it in real life scenarios. Life isn't easy. It can be messy. And it's so nice to see how God can reach down into our lives in the middle of all that mess, and how He can bring something so beautiful. When I wrote Vengeance, I was writing a book about forgiveness, and I incorporate so much of what I know, what I've experienced into my writing. Vengeance had paint horses in it. Vengeance had military background in it. It's writing what you know and putting God's goodness into what you know and sharing it with the readers. That's what I want the readers to get out of my writing. I want them to see God's goodness. When asked why they write, many writers will answer that they can't not write. For myself, writing was a method of communication. I was reclusive by nature as a child, and it allowed me to express the things that I didn't feel comfortable expressing in vocal tones. I found that it helped me decide on what I believed in life. It helped me to share my beliefs with those around me. It helped me to focus on who I was and what my place was in society. It is part of who I am. Writing has always been a thread that has woven through my life, no matter what I've done. It has been a method of self-expression, but it's also run complementary to homeschooling. My children learned to write. It was a good way we communicated with one another. When I was working with livestock, it was always all kinds of interesting things that happened that allowed me to express through writing what I was doing. Teaching at Fanshawe, that has been just an extension of the writing as well. It's been fun to pass on that love of writing to other adults. It's very much a big part of my life. My husband's grandfather, with the aid of a team of horses, brought this rock up from the back 100 acres. It was a beautiful, beautiful piece of natural architecture, natural sculpture, and my husband's grandmother planted a garden on it. Like anything that has beauty to it, it takes time. Writing's no different. There are life experiences that are needed to create good writing. There's craft that's involved, learning. All sorts of ingredients go into making good writing. And like this rock that began as a bare piece of stone, words put together create a beautiful garden. I was born the youngest of 6 in a military home. My parents were both born-again Christians, and they taught us to live according to the Bible. Most of my life I tried to comply out of duty. I didn't understand the relationship side of Christianity until I was 27, and a series of events rocked my husband's and my world enough to force me into understanding that I really had no control over my life. At one point we had 3 children in 3 different hospitals. We had been told that our youngest wouldn't live. I couldn't control those things. I could not fix what was broken. And that was the point in my life where I had to realize that it isn't about whether life is easy or hard. It isn't about what I can get out of life. It's about a relationship with Christ. That point was the moment in my life. That's when I understood what it meant to be alive again. I try to write with that in mind. I want to share with readers that Christianity is so much more than just a list of do's and don'ts. It's so much more than a religion, that it is a relationship with the God of the universe. And when I write a novel, each one of my novels has that element in it. Every writer writes from their faith perspective. I'm no different. I want to share what I have discovered to be truth in my life. I want to share that with my readers. I want them to walk away with the knowledge that the God of the universe really does love His creation, and He really does want to get to know us individually. I want my readers to walk away with that knowledge. I want them to know that He loves us all.
I just finished reading Donna Dawson's Vengeance, and it's just a magnificent book about the story of forgiveness and how important it is in our lives that we forgive others. If we don't, it just has drastic results of what it can do, how it can destroy you. And also the Christian characters in this book weave through the whole book and through their whole lives their Christian faith and their beliefs, and that's very important. We should be doing that all the time, and that's clearly demonstrated in this book.
Jesus said, "He who puts his hand to the plow and looks back is not worthy of the task." It's that scripture verse that keeps me motivated to write from a faith perspective. I believe every writer writes from their worldview, and I feel that it's my task, my mission in life, to share Christ through the words that I write.
To learn more about Donna and her writing, visit authordonnadawson.com. This has been a presentation of Talk on the Way.